Samuel Okan was a simple man with big dreams, though life had dealt him a tough hand. Growing up in a rural village in Akwa Ibom, he learned early on the value of hard work and perseverance. His father, a palm wine tapper, and his mother, a petty trader, barely made enough to provide for Samuel and his three younger siblings. As the eldest, Samuel often had to sacrifice his own needs to ensure his family survived. When he turned 18, Samuel moved to Lagos, hoping to find better opportunities. With no formal education beyond secondary school, he started as an apprentice mechanic under a stern but skilled boss in the crowded streets of Atagul. For 5 years, Samuel learned the trade, mastering the art of fixing engines and repairing cars. He dreamed of owning his own workshop one day, but the realities of Lagos life made it seem like an unattainable goal. Despite the struggles, Samuel was known for his integrity. Customers trusted him, not just because of his skills, but because of his honesty. If he could fix something without replacing parts, he would do so and charge a fair price. People in the neighborhood often said, "If you want your car fixed without wahala, go to Samuel." By his late 20s, Samuel had managed to save enough to rent a small one-room apartment and work as an independent mechanic. However, the location of his makeshift workshop, an open roadside space, meant he constantly battled the elements and harassment from local officials demanding bribes. Samuel's personal life was equally modest. He didn't have much time for leisure, and his small income didn't allow for luxuries. Most of his earnings went toward supporting his family back in the village. Despite his financial struggles, Samuel was always ready to help others. He believed that kindness, even in small measures, could make a big difference. This philosophy guided his actions, including the fateful day he met Musa. One hot afternoon after a long day at the workshop, Samuel decided to take a shortcut through the market on his way home. The market was alive with its chaos, vendors shouting prices, children darting between stalls, and the smell of roasted corn and fried akara wafting through the air. Just as Samuel was about to leave the market, he noticed a little boy sitting on the roadside, crying softly. The boy, who looked about 10 years old, was thin, with dusty feet and a tray of sachet water in front of him. His name was Musa. Samuel stopped, crouched down, and gently asked, "Oh boy, what happened? Why you dey cry?" Musa wiped his eyes with the back of his hand and explained in a trembling voice, "My mama give me 500 naira make I buy pure water go sell. I use 400 naira buy water, but the money for change Don lost. I no fit go house without the money." Samuel's heart ached for the boy. He understood the fear of facing a parent with bad news, especially in a household where every naira mattered. Without hesitation, Samuel reached into his pocket and pulled out 500 naira, the last of the money he had until payday. "Take this," he said, handing the note to Musa. "Go give your mama. No worry, God go provide for me." Musa's eyes widened in surprise. "Ah, Oga, thank you. God go bless you." Samuel smiled, ruffled the boy's hair and walked away, thinking nothing more of the incident. For him, it was just a small act of kindness, something anyone would do. But for Musa, it was a moment that would stay etched in his heart forever. Life didn't get easier for Samuel after that day. A few years later, the economy took a downturn and business slowed to a crawl. He eventually lost his roadside workshop after failing to pay the security fees demanded by local authorities. Forced to work odd jobs, Samuel became a freelance mechanic, fixing cars wherever he could find work. His tools, which he carried in a worn-out bag, were his only assets. Despite these setbacks, Samuel remained optimistic. He believed that God would reward his efforts someday. He continued to send what little he could to his family, even if it meant skipping meals. The community still respected him, often saying, "Samuel may be struggling, but his heart is richer than most." Musa, on the other hand, was born in a small, crowded neighborhood on the outskirts of Lagos. Life was tough, with his family living in a cramped one-room apartment that barely shielded them from the elements. His mother, Halima, was a widow who sold peanuts and fruits by the roadside to keep the family afloat. His father had died when Musa was just 5 years old, leaving Halima to raise him and his two younger siblings on her own. Despite their poverty, Halima instilled strong values in her children. She taught them the importance of honesty, hard work, and perseverance. Musa, being the eldest, often bore the brunt of the family's struggles. By the age of 8, he was already hawking goods alongside his mother after school. He quickly became a familiar face in the neighborhood, known for his polite demeanor and hard-working nature. When Musa turned 10, his mother decided to expand their income by selling sachet water. She scraped together her savings and sent Musa to the market with 500 naira to buy stock. But after making the purchase, Musa realized he had lost the 100 naira change. The loss, though small to some, was devastating for his family. Musa sat by the roadside crying, unsure of how to face his mother. It was then that a stranger, Samuel, approached him and offered to help. Musa never forgot the kindness of this young mechanic who gave him 500 naira to replace the lost money. That day, Musa vowed to one day repay Samuel's generosity, even though he didn't know how. As Musa grew older, life didn't get any easier. He continued to hawk goods, often walking long distances in the sweltering heat to sell sachet water and other small items. Despite the hardships, Musa was determined to get an education. He juggled school and work, often studying under dim kerosene lamps at night after a long day of hawking. Musa's intelligence didn't go unnoticed. His teachers often praised his sharp mind and quick thinking. However, paying school fees was a constant challenge. Several times Musa nearly dropped out, but his mother always found a way, even if it meant sacrificing her own meals. At 18, Musa completed his secondary school education with top marks, but had no money to further his studies. He worked odd jobs, from cleaning offices to loading goods at the market, saving every naira he could. After 2 years of relentless effort, Musa earned a partial scholarship to study business administration at a federal university. At university, Musa's resourcefulness and determination shone through. He started small businesses on campus, such as reselling books and organizing tutorial classes for younger students. These ventures not only helped him survive, but also laid the foundation for his entrepreneurial spirit. After graduating, Musa struggled to find a job in the competitive labor market. Drawing from his childhood experience of selling sachet water, he decided to start a business in the same line. With a small loan from a friend and his meager savings, he started Musapur, a sachet and bottled water company. Initially, Musa faced challenges. He delivered water on foot, often waking up before dawn to ensure timely supplies to small shops and events. His focus on quality and reliability earned him loyal customers. Over time, he reinvested his profits to buy equipment, hire staff, and expand his operations. Within 5 years, Musapur had become a household name in Lagos. Musa moved from sachet water to high-quality bottled water, supplying major supermarkets, hotels, and offices. His brand was known not just for its affordability, but also for its community-centered initiatives, such as providing free water to schools and orphanages. Despite his success, Musa never forgot his roots, or the people who helped him along the way. One day while driving through his old neighborhood, he recognized Samuel, the man who had helped him years ago. Learning about Samuel's struggles as a freelance mechanic, Musa decided it was time to repay the kindness. Musa set Samuel up with a fully equipped mechanic workshop, paying the rent for the first year and helping him secure customers through his network. Samuel and Musa's bond grew stronger over the years. Musa often visited the workshop, proudly telling anyone who would listen about how Samuel's 500 naira changed his life. Samuel, on his part, remained humble, always attributing his success to God and the kindness he had shown Musa. Through his business, Samuel continued to touch lives. He offered free repairs to widows and discounted services to struggling families. His story became a source of inspiration in the community, a living testament to how kindness and perseverance could transform lives. By the time Samuel retired, his workshop had grown into one of the most reputable in Lagos. His apprentices carried on his legacy, running the business with the same honesty and care that Samuel had instilled in them. For Samuel, the reward wasn't just the success of his business, but the ripple effect of his kindness, a single act that had set off a chain of blessings. As for Musa, his wealth grew. So did his impact on the community. He started the Halima Foundation, named after his mother, to support underprivileged children with scholarships and entrepreneurial training. He He also invested in local infrastructure, building boreholes and sponsoring community health programs. Musa married at 30 and had 3 children, whom he raised with the same values his mother had instilled in him. He remained humble, often saying, "Success is not what you keep for yourself, but what you share with others." Resilience pays off. Musa's journey shows that perseverance and hard work can break even the toughest barriers. Musa's life became a shining example of how determination and gratitude can transform not just one life, but entire communities. His story continues to inspire those who dare to dream, no matter how dire their circumstances.